Welcome back to the Metaphysics Podcast. I'm Dennis Goddard.
And I'm Louise Hicks.
And we are so excited you're joining us.
For this deep dive.
Yeah, this deep dive into the intersection of quantum physics and consciousness.
Oh, it's fascinating.
It really is. And, this is a topic that has...
thinkers like Einstein.
Yeah, Einstein and so many other scientists.
For generations.
And it just seems to keep capturing the imagination.
Right.
This whole idea that our thoughts might function like quantum particles.
Yeah, it's wild.
Existing in multiple states.
Until we observe them.
It's truly a mind-bending concept, one we're going to unpack today.
Absolutely.
So
get comfy.
Yeah, get comfy, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our deep dives.
Any of our future deep dives, that's right.
We'll be diving deep into some groundbreaking experiments.
And exploring what they might reveal about the mysteries of the human brain.
All right, let's start with one of the most fundamental concepts in quantum physics. The Copenhagen Interpretation.
Yeah.
Now, it might sound intimidating.
A little bit.
But stick with us.
We'll guide you through it.
Essentially, it suggests that particles can exist in multiple states at once until they're observed.
It's like they're waiting for us.
I know, it's so strange.
For our consciousness to make a choice.
Yeah, and it's this active observation.
Right.
That supposedly collapses the wave function of a particle into a single state.
Almost like reality is a choose-your-own-adventure book.
Oh, I like that.
And our consciousness is the one flipping the pages.
So imagine for a second, if you're following along with us, that your thoughts are like these quantum particles existing in these multiple states.
Yeah.
Until you focus your attention on a specific one.
Pretty radical concept.
It is, right?
It challenges our everyday understanding of reality.
It really does.
And it raises so many intriguing questions about the nature of consciousness itself.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, lay it on me.
There's this theory called Orchestrated Objective Reduction, or ORC.
Or?
Yeah, it was proposed by Sir Roger Penrose and Dr. Stuart Hameroff.
Interesting.
And it suggests that tiny structures within our brain cells called microtubules.
Microtubules?
Yeah, could be acting as quantum computers.
Wow.
And we're not talking about just simple calculations.
No.
These are potentially capable of vast quantum computations.
That's amazing.
To put it into perspective.
Okay.
Orch OR suggests our brains might be performing more quantum computations per second than all the supercomputers on Earth combined.
Wow, think about that for a second.
It's pretty amazing.
The potential power housed within each of our skulls is truly staggering.
And this computational power could be the key to understanding consciousness.
I see where you're going with this.
Penrose and Hameroff argue that consciousness arises from the collapse of these quantum states within the microtubules.
Fascinating.
So our thoughts, our feelings, our awareness...
all stemming from this quantum dance.
Yeah, happening within our brains.
It's a far cry from simply thinking of our brains as electrical circuits, isn't it?
It really is. It really expands the possibilities for what our minds are capable of.
It does, and it leads us to the concept of entanglement within the brain itself.
Okay, so entanglement...
Mel's just joining us.
Is this phenomenon where two particles become linked no matter how far apart they are?
Like they have this invisible connection.
It's wild.
Anything that happens to one instantly affects the other.
And some researchers believe that the microtubules in different parts of our brains could be entangled.
I can see that.
So picture this. Different regions of your brain communicating instantaneously, potentially faster than traditional neural networks.
Like having a conversation.
I know.
That transcends the limits of space and time.
What do you think about that?
It's mind-blowing.
Share your thoughts in the comments below.
We'd love to hear your perspective.
And don't forget to hit that like button if you're enjoying this deep dive so far.
And this brings us to the concept of intuition.
Okay.
Those sudden insights that seem to come out of nowhere. What if those are actually the result of different parts of our brains syncing up through entanglement?
It's like having a flash of insight.
Right.
A moment of clarity where everything just clicks into place.
And there's actually some evidence to support this.
Really?
Experiments have shown quantum vibrations in neural networks.
Wow.
Suggesting that our brains may indeed be operating on this quantum level.
It really challenges the way we think about thought itself, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It opens up a whole new world of possibilities for understanding how our minds work.
So we've talked about entanglement within the brain.
Right.
But what about entanglement beyond the brain?
Let's consider for a moment.
Okay.
that scientists have actually entangled objects much larger than particles. They've successfully entangled diamonds, for example.
Diamonds.
Yes.
Like the kind you wear on a ring.
Like exactly.
That's incredible.
Which are incredibly structured and complex.
And if something as structured as a diamond can be entangled, it raises the question.
Could our brain cells be doing something similar?
Yeah.
Could we be entangled with other people or even with the environment around us?
We're getting into some truly mind-blowing territory here.
We are, and it's important to remember that these are still early days in this field of research.
That's a good point.
There's a lot we don't know, but the possibilities are truly fascinating.
Yeah.
We're not claiming to have all the answers here, but we're exploring these ideas.
Right.
And encouraging you to think critically and engage with the material.
Because that's what this deep dive is all about. Expanding our understanding of the universe and our place within it.
Exactly.
So stay with us as we continue to explore the mysteries of quantum entanglement and its potential implications for consciousness.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments below.
We'll be picking a lucky commenter to receive a free deep dive on the topic of their choice.
We'll see you in a bit.
See us.
Welcome back to the Metaphysics Podcast.
We sure did cover a lot in that last segment.
I did. So many fascinating ideas to unpack.
We just dove deep into some pretty wild concepts, like the idea that our brain cells might be entangled.
Not only within our own brains, but
Yeah.
possibly with other people and even the environment.
It makes you wonder, where do we even go from here?
It's a question that leads us down a fascinating path.
It does.
It makes you wonder,
Yeah.
if our minds are operating at this quantum level, could our thoughts actually have a tangible impact on the world around us?
That's a concept that's been around for ages in spirituality and philosophy.
Oh, absolutely.
The idea that our thoughts shape reality.
Right, right.
But now, quantum physics is giving us a new perspective on this
Yeah.
age-old idea.
And one physicist who's really delved into this is Amit Goswami.
Amit.
He proposes a theory called the self-aware universe,
Okay.
where consciousness isn't just a byproduct of the physical world,
Mm-hmm.
but the very foundation of it.
So instead of our brains creating consciousness, it's the other way around. Consciousness is creating our brains and everything else.
It's a bold idea,
It is.
and it aligns with a key concept in quantum physics,
Okay.
known as the quantum measurement problem.
Quantum measurement problem.
This essentially says that nothing exists in a definite state until it's observed.
Wow.
Until then, particles exist as probabilities, a wave of potential.
Yeah.
It's the act of observation that collapses that wave function into a single reality.
Hold on. So you're saying that just by looking at something,
Yeah.
we're actually changing it. Our consciousness is actively shaping reality.
That's the observer effect in action.
Wow.
It suggests that every thought, every intention, every belief we hold has the potential to influence the fabric of existence.
It's like we're not just passive observers in this universe,
No?
but active participants, co-creating reality with our thoughts and perceptions.
What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.
It's a profound shift in perspectives.
Yes.
And Goswami takes it even further.
He does.
He suggests that the universe itself is a self-aware entity.
And our individual consciousness is a part of this larger consciousness.
So our thoughts aren't just isolated events happening in our heads,
Right?
but ripples in a vast cosmic ocean of awareness.
It's mind-boggling to think about the interconnectedness of it all.
It really is.
And it opens up the possibility that our thoughts have a much greater impact than we might realize. If we're all part of this interconnected web of consciousness,
Yeah.
then maybe our thoughts aren't just influencing our own reality, but potentially the reality of others as well.
That brings us to the concept of collective consciousness.
Oh, I like this.
What happens when many minds come together with a shared intention?
There have been some fascinating experiments in this area.
Oh, really?
For example, there was a study in Washington, D.C.,
Okay.
where a group of 2,000 people meditated with the intention of reducing crime rates.
And what were the results?
The crime rate in the area actually dropped by 25% during the period of the experiment.
That's incredible. Could it be that when a large group of people focuses on a shared intention,
Yeah.
they create a kind of collective quantum field,
A collective quantum field.
amplifying their influence on the world?
It's a possibility that some researchers are exploring.
Wow.
And there's another project that's been running for decades called the Global Consciousness Project.
The Global Consciousness Project.
Yes.
What is that?
It uses random number generators around the world to detect patterns in randomness
Yeah.
During major global events like natural disasters or moments of collective grief or joy, these machines start showing patterns.
Interesting.
As if human consciousness itself is influencing them.
So our collective emotions and intentions could actually be having a measurable effect on the physical world.
It's a tantalizing idea.
It is.
And it raises the question of whether we can harness this power of collective consciousness intentionally for the benefit of humanity.
They're good.
Yes, what if we could use our collective intention to manifest positive change on a global scale?
It's an inspiring thought.
It is.
And it leads us to the realm of quantum consciousness technologies.
Oh, this is where it gets really interesting.
Which is where we'll pick up in the next part of our deep dive.
We'll be exploring cutting-edge research and the potential for real-world applications of these mind-bending concepts.
So stay tuned.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below.
We'll be back shortly with the final part of our exploration into the intersection of quantum physics and consciousness.
See you soon.
Welcome back to the Metaphysics Podcast for the final part of our deep dive into quantum consciousness.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have exploring the potential for entangled brain cells.
The idea that our thoughts might influence reality and the possibility of collective consciousness shaping global events.
It's been a truly mind-expanding exploration.
It has, and it leads us to a question that's both exciting and a little bit daunting.
Okay.
Where do we go from here? What does the future hold for humanity as we delve deeper into these quantum mysteries?
It makes you wonder if the next stage of human evolution isn't so much about physical changes, but a transformation of consciousness itself.
What if we're on the cusp of unlocking a whole new level of human potential?
One that goes beyond our current limitations and allows us to tap into the true power of our minds.
It's like we're upgrading our operating systems.
Yeah.
Expanding our awareness beyond anything we've experienced before.
And it's not just a far-off fantasy.
No.
It's happening now.
Right.
The research into entanglement in our brains, the experiments with collective consciousness, the development of quantum technologies.
These are all signs that we're on the verge of a profound shift.
But what would a world shaped by quantum consciousness actually look like? Help us envision that.
Imagine a world where conflict resolution isn't about negotiating treaties, but about aligning intentions.
Where we can tap into a deeper understanding of each other's perspectives.
A world where we could tackle global challenges like poverty and climate change, not just through technology and policy,
but through collective consciousness efforts, harnessing the power of our shared intention.
And imagine the creativity and innovation that could flourish.
I know.
If we learn to tap into the unlimited potential of the quantum field.
It's a vision of a world where we transcend our current limitations and step into a new era of human possibility.
But how do we get there? How do we make this quantum leap?
It sounds like it requires a fundamental shift in our understanding of ourselves and the universe.
It starts with awareness.
Right.
Recognizing that we're not isolated individuals,
Right.
but interconnected beings, part of a vast web of consciousness.
It's about understanding the power of our thoughts and intentions.
And learning to use them constructively.
So it's a transformation that happens both individually and collectively.
Exactly.
It's a journey of personal growth and a collective awakening to our interconnectedness.
But it sounds like a massive undertaking.
It does.
How do we even begin to shift the consciousness of billions of people?
It starts with each of us.
Every time you choose compassion over judgment.
Every time you connect with someone from a place of understanding.
Every time you focus your intention on creating a better world.
You contribute to that shift.
So it's not about waiting for some grand event or relying solely on institutions and governments to lead the way.
It's about each of us taking responsibility for our own consciousness.
And how we interact with the world.
Precisely. And as more people awaken to this reality,
the collective field strengthens, making it easier for others to connect and contribute.
It's like a ripple effect spreading outward from each individual.
And it's already happening.
In what way?
Look at the growing interest in meditation, mindfulness, and energy healing.
People are intuitively seeking ways to connect with something greater than themselves.
To tap into their inner potential.
It's a reminder that the quantum leap isn't some distant future event.
It's a process that's unfolding right now.
Yeah.
And we're all part of it.
We are, and it's a journey that's not without its challenges.
That's true.
There will be resistance, skepticism, and even fear as we confront the limitations of our current worldview.
It's natural to feel a bit overwhelmed or uncertain when faced with such profound concepts.
It is, but that's part of the process of growth.
It is, and it's important to approach these ideas with both curiosity and discernment. To be open to new possibilities while also grounding ourselves in the present moment.
So how do we navigate those challenges and ensure that this evolution of consciousness benefits humanity as a whole?
It requires courage, compassion, and a commitment to using these powerful tools for good.
Okay.
We need to have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of quantum technologies,
Right.
ensuring they're used responsibly and don't exacerbate existing inequalities.
It's like we're being given the keys to a powerful new vehicle.
And we need to learn how to drive it skillfully and ethically.
And part of that learning process involves understanding that the destination is just as important as the journey.
As we explore quantum consciousness, we need to be mindful of the world we're creating.
Both individually and collectively.
Exactly.
So it's not just about unlocking new powers or achieving some utopian future.
No.
It's about becoming more conscious, more connected, and more compassionate beings.
Exactly.
The true potential of quantum consciousness lies not in what it allows us to do, but in who it allows us to become.
Well said.
This has been an incredible exploration.
We really have.
We've delved into the depths of quantum physics, pondered the mysteries of consciousness, and glimpsed the possibilities of a future shaped by our evolving understanding of the universe.
And what's most exciting is that this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
We're only starting to scratch the surface of what's possible.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners? What can they do to embrace this quantum leap?
Start by exploring your own consciousness.
Okay.
Meditate, connect with nature, spend time in quiet reflection.
Cultivate awareness of your thoughts, emotions, and intentions.
And remember, you're not alone in this journey.
We're all part of this interconnected web, evolving together.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating intersection of quantum physics and consciousness.
If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more mind-expanding explorations.
And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts and questions in the comments below.
Until next time, keep exploring the infinite possibilities within yourself and the universe.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on our next deep dive.